Hello again, everyone. Welcome back to Adventures in Arcane Space. Once again, I'm your Dungeon Master, AuldDragon, and the players are...
Hi, I'm David Big Mac Shepherd. I play Braxon Miacc, who's a human fighter and an enthusiast for wood.
Hi, I'm Daikami-sama, and I play Solas Ebha, who is Half-Elven Cleric Mage of Ogma.
Hey, I'm James. I play Ockar, human paladin of Deer from Brawl.
Hello everyone, I'm Salem Motor. I play Finnel'ar Mohani, a Druid of Obed High from Grayspace.
Hi, I am, and I play Levalithana, an elven wild mage.
Hey there, I am Zakad. I play the character of Lafdul Moonglade, a specialty priest and thief multiclass of Erevan Illicir. His gimmick is coming with fun little titles, and his current title is the Questionable Quizzical Quipster. I just want something that was just easy, because I've been struggling lately.
There's nothing wrong with that. And if you guys want to the viewers out there want to have a little bit of extra input, they can go ahead and 500 bits will get a player or the dungeon master a reroll. The rerolls have to be declared before the roll. But you can also use your channel points, the hams, to redeem critical hits and critical fumbles in situations. And the critical hits can be used for other non-combat things, for normal rolls, for successes in very important situations. So, we left off last time. You guys were at the port of Darildar, a very well-hidden port, secluded behind a large illusion. And the port is composed primarily of mongrel men and other friendlier goblinoids, those who do not agree with the way that their societies generally have been operating. And you've decided to be here for a week. We've gotten some of the things done that you wanted to do. Ockar is currently bedridden the whole time, being checked on periodically by Lafdul. And I know that Leva wanted to visit the...
Worth it!
I'm sorry, what was that?
Yes, say that. It's not been tested.
I said worth it.
Maybe.
Solas is also taking turns in taking care of Ockar.
Okay. And I know that Leva wanted to visit the Wizards Guild tower and see what they could teach her.
So we are here for a week.
Yeah.
How many days is this after the battle with the whale ship?
Something like 2 or 3, I think.
Okay, so during the week, the spellbook I'm making for Leva would be finished.
Oh,
That's nice, but Leva bought herself one because she couldn't wait anymore.
Well, I'll keep this for myself then.
Okay.
You can't. Leva, then you have to give me back the money you paid. I paid you.
I need to roll the bookbinding, I think. Since if this is a successful proficiency check, it will give saving throw bonuses for the spellbook.
Okay. Not that I've put you guys in too many situations that has come up, which I think just says that I need to put you in more situations where you might lose your spellbooks. Yeah.
They've been keeping their books in extra dimensional spaces, and Solas can't have metal on his.
So what you're saying is that I should give you a secret extra-dimensional space that will send these all out to the astral plane. Got it.
yeah. Or don't remind them to take their spellbooks out the extra dimensional space before you go to phlogiston.
Yeah, you can't memorize your spells because you forgot to take it out.
I have to get my
Well, I
spellbook out of the
succeeded.
extra dimensional space. You should have thought of that before we left. Alright, so that is a successful check. You can make the note that that spellbook will have a saving throw bonus. And I will let you two decide who's getting that then, paying back any money put in or anything like that. So,
The spellbook gains +2 bonus to item saving throws due to the quality and craftsmanship of the work.
there you go.
Speaking of, what about these books that we bought? Because you said these were of a good quality.
They are good quality, but they're not going to get a saving throw bonus.
All right, so it's
So
not
I did
very
better
high
with the
base.
spellbook.
I mean, they're very good.
So this spellbook Lever's buying from Solas is better than the ones you just bought.
Yeah, ours look nicer, although I bought mine from earlier, so...
I would say that the ones that they have that they sold here look nicer, mainly because Solas is working in, like, he's focusing on more of the function than the form, shall we say. And not to say that they focused on the form over function, but they had more. It's a full town. They had more stuff available to them.
Well, Solas is an engineer, so it's true that he sees the beauty of a function so well designed that there's no waste or extra in it.
Yeah, it's fine.
So does this mean Solas's spellbook is ugly?
No, I didn't say that.
Oh.
I didn't say that.
It's almost implied.
It's just not elaborate, which is fine. The one that Leva bought was more elaborate. All right, so how long would that? How long would you have needed for? Did you need left for that spellbook?
I had 7 days at the end of last session.
Okay, so you'd be finishing that up a day or two before leaving here, because there was other stuff done on that ship that would have required your attention.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so with that, did anyone have any plans that they needed to do here in the port?
I need to take Finn and Lev around for shopping.
Okay.
I suppose we should all do it, because we need to make an offering to the fowl. And coming up with some creative cuisine should be one method.
An offering?
Yeah, they don't give their information for nothing. Just like the last fowl. You owe some books to that fowl.
Oh, yes, okay. Mm.
In like 4 years' time or 3 years' time?
I might have to go back and take a look at that.
7 years after we start.
Yeah,
after
and it's
we were
been
there.
like...
It's been a few years, yeah.
Yeah.
But not 7 yet.
No.
Solas will also go shop for spell components.
Yeah, you can go ahead and tick off that. And if you want to, I don't think the merchants here would not be wealthy enough for you to sell absolutely everything. But certainly, like, all of the low value gems could be sold off, and then mid to high level value stuff, I can kind of go line by line and indicate whether they'd be able to purchase them.
The problem is with selling stuff, because I wanted to sell stuff, but at the same time, we don't know if we're going to offer some of the stuff to the foul.
Right, well, that's fine.
We couldn't...
So here's one thing that I want to do with that is handle the selling of gems after the session. Just because
you might want some of the jewelry.
Well, what I mean is, like, you can go through your gems and jewelry and decide what you want to offer. And then after the session, we can, like, handle the bookkeeping aspect of it. Like, you can say that you sold off the rest of the stuff.
I think if
Oh.
we are planning on using some of the jewelry as gifts, I think we should use only the best quality.
What, you mean
jewelry
all
and
the
gems.
diamonds, basically?
No,
20,000
he said
gopies.
jewelry.
Yeah.
So we can sell the cheap stuff.
Well,
Like
but
gold
he said jewelry, not gems. There's a difference. Like you got a gold chain necklace with 6 faceted amethysts, for example. Not saying that you would, whether you want to offer that or not. I'm just saying that he means that rather than here's a big honkin' diamond kind of thing.
And even from the gems, I think we can sell the very low end of the gems that we don't need for something else.
I mean, there's loads of low value gems because we also had that box of gems that we bought.
Yeah, that was to look like cargo, wasn't it?
Yeah.
That was going to be sold to British.
I mean, gems are generally useful to have for when people won't accept currency. It's always good to have some. But I suppose that's what that box represents.
Yeah, but do remember that part of those gems and their value goes to the players and the crew.
Yeah, it's. Well,
So selling some of them is a good idea. I'm not saying sell everything.
Hang on.
so
weren't the gems bought with company funds?
Yeah,
rather
those
than personal
gems,
funds?
not these other gems, though.
Yeah.
Which I
so
think he's on about.
So that box of gems, along with all the cargoes we bought, were just cover story.
That's company.
So that will go straight back in 100% into the company funds unless someone wants to buy it.
Yeah, I don't think we're going to sell them.
Those go straight back to company funds, but the gems that we've gained as a loot, those their value should be split.
Yep.
And yes, but one if you want to give some to as an offering to the foul, then it's like, I mean, number one, especially in this case, it's to get you guys home. The crew isn't going to be like, hey, where's our cut of that kind of thing.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. Again, I did say that we would only sell the low value and keep the high value as gifts and such.
Well, I mean, you've got a lot of various levels. I think you should decide what you want to gift, and then, you know, with the rest of it, then you can make the decision on what is going to get sold and what you're going to keep. Either, you know, because again, you might want to keep some. I mean, some people will have an interest in some. Like someone may have a spell that needs X gem, and they want that as part of their cut.
Yeah.
Someone may, you may want to keep a stock of gems for, in case you come to another sphere in which your currency is unrecognized, And what if you came to another Kryn space type sphere that used something completely different from gold as currency, and it has no idea about, gold coinage or anything like that? Gems at least would be useful for exchange in that regard. But they're not going to be, this is not a wealthy port. They're not going to be able to buy everything. So I don't think you need to worry too much about the specific details.
Well, I don't know about those wizards. They recently come into a lot of.
True, they did. But also,
and gems are always used for them.
It's different different shops and everything like that.
Yeah.
So, all right. So let's kind of look into what you guys want to make as an offering.
Yeah, that's a good idea. Should it just be a
Just-
monetary thing, or should we try it? We're in a place where they make artistic stuff. Should we try and get something nice?
Keep in mind it is a giant slug.
Yeah, I was like, does
Yeah.
it have any opposable appendages for like using rings and amulets and stuff?
So from your memory last time, it was a giant slug. It had no limbs. You did see it levitating things.
Yeah, it's telepathic powers. So I was thinking of like paintings and stuff, but we just mainly have rings and necklaces and bracelets. And what's the pectoral? I remember.
Something that goes on your chest.
No.
Could we get something like a puzzle? Hey,
You want to
we
buy
got
something?
given that game
No.
from the dragon.
No.
What do you mean no?
We're keeping that.
You want to keep it?
Yes,
What's
because
what
we're going after that she-devil.
It
We are.
might be this might
But
get you
this-
home. It might.
But you see, that game's a mystery. We don't know how it works, and you've got a highly intelligent creature that knows loads of stuff. So we could, if it knows the game, we could play the game with it.
Was it ever determined to be magical in any way?
No, it was I don't know. I don't think I can ever get over the fact that she runs.
She did save Lever.
She did, but she's still a lot of things from me.
I don't
Of
think
things.
She stole
I'll-
stuff from me as well.
She's still one thing from you.
Who's counting?
Me, because I.
I actually think she stole two things from Braxon.
She's still the. No, she's still three things from me. She stole the rapier. I didn't really care about the rapier, to be honest. The
Right,
Ring
so
of
she
X-Ray
stole-
Vision and the prayer beads. She
So
stole
she-
the Brigandine armor off you and something else.
Yeah, so she stole two things that you care about.
Yeah, incredibly valuable. It's like me
Yeah.
losing my hat of disguise on my chainmail. My
Oh,
ring
so what you want to lose
regeneration.
next is your hat of disguise.
No.
Got it.
I mean, I can
And
alter
Elven
my
chainmail.
form, but
What I'm saying is that game is not just a game. It's information.
I mean, if you choose to do it, you choose to do it. But I'm not going to be
Here's-
happy about it. Put it that
Here's
way.
well, I'm not in charge of you.
Well, no, you're the captain, and
I'm
when
the
we're in a
captain.
situation, you kind of make the decision for all of us.
I'm the captain of the ship. We're the company of the broken sword. That's the difference. When we're in negotiations, we're in negotiations for company. There's also that problematic card game we have, deck of cards we have.
Mhm.
It might know a safe way to dispose of that, or it might know a safe way to use it.
I mean, a creature that's lived for an incredibly long time might want to change things up a bit.
We should have given it the books that we destroyed.
What books?
Oh, the illicit books.
No, we traded them.
No,
Oh yeah, by the way, did we trade those?
Leva means the books that only evil people could use.
Yeah, well, Lafdul put that idea out there, but Solas and Ockar were like, no.
Hmm.
Oh well,
And Solas feels good about it.
What's done is done. Don't worry. Don't.
yeah, we can't change the past unless
Yeah,
you
we
have
can.
spells.
You
Unless
just
you change spells to change the past.
I think Finn has access to that kind of magic.
Well, if we can change the past, I'd like someone to go back in time and give me a nice hat with a feather on it.
You just buy one.
You
in
could
the shop.
probably buy one here.
I probably could.
Yeah. Might be a
I
little
thi- I
expensive
mean-
because of the lack of feathers, but
I
Yeah.
mean, if these people know the file, we could always ask about
We
ask
could.
them about what might be suitable gift.
We could. I think we should do that.
We could offer Glau.
What?
Never.
You can't. You can't.
Glau is
Glau
an educated
just
gentleman.
bursting out laughing at that.
You can't offer Glau. Glau's a person.
somewhere on the ship, Glau sneezes and gets the urge to peck out eyes.
Sorry, Lafdul just regenerated.
We could offer Lafdul.
Peck out a lot of eyes. So if you want to ask someone, who do you think you'd want to ask?
Well, we've got.
Wizards Guild has most likely learned people that might have visited Fall.
Has our friend come back to see us yet,
Margoth?
Margot?
Yeah,
She'll be back at some point during the week, so this is like,
Yeah.
I mean, early in the week, so it's very much a case of I'm not like paying close attention to the timeline here in the week. If you want to do something, then you can do it, and as long as it fits in somewhere, it's fine.
Yeah, we could go looking for wise people. Well, you had the shopping to do. Do you want to do the shopping first? Or do you want to go looking for advice first so that...
Well, wasn't some of that shopping to look for things to get as gifts?
That's true, yeah.
It's like cooking.
Let's see if they've got people that make spell books here. They must have wizards here, and they must have wise people here.
Yeah, there's a wizard's tower.
Yeah. Should we go see the wizard?
Yes, you can go back to see the wizards.
I'll
Yeah,
go back to
Lafdul
see the
will be
wizard. They've
looking
been to see
after
the
us.
wizard. Right,
Yeah.
fair enough.
They just didn't ask any of that at the time.
Yeah.
So, what do you guys want to do?
Yeah, I think Wizards Guild is one place we should ask.
Okay. All right. So before you decide on what kind of gifts you want to give, you decide to try and get some advice and head back to the wizard's tower and meet once again with Gurdan. He is the most powerful wizard in the tower. Leva would already be aware that she is certainly more powerful than he is.
Okay.
You only have access to like 4th level spells, don't you?
But he's got a lot of wisdom too. Like, I mean, he's pretty old. Certainly not as
Also-
old as the elves, but he has a much more varied and different life experience than any of you.
Also, he has the huge benefit of being local to this sphere, or at least lived a long time in this sphere.
So he greets you again after you arrive and ask to see him, and he says to you, "Welcome back, my friends. What can I do for you today?"
Well, I don't know speak at once.
Well, we've been looking for this file that has a lot of knowledge on and might help us get back home, but we are wondering what should we offer to him as a gift, or them as a gift, and since you are clearly a wise person, you might know what they might like.
He kind of scratches his misshapen chin and says, Yes, I have not met him myself, but from those who have, I understand that he values knowledge that he does not have above all. But for those who have difficulty finding such things, he is old and quite wise after all. Uh, he values, second to that, other intellectual pursuit items, curiosities, uh, and strange and unusual delicacies from far away. I don't know how many of such things you could find here, but you're welcome to look through the bazaar. We do have a handful of traders who come in from Outsphere, and there may be some things down there that he would be of interest. I'd be happy to sell you some books of ours, but I don't know that we have anything that he would consider new or unusual. He has, so far as we know, been around for quite a while.
So, items of intellectual value like books, information that he doesn't have, or food.
Yes,
That's exotic.
yes, you can. He will take items of monetary value as well. Use those for trade for other things on the rare occasion that he wishes for it. But as I understand it, it takes considerably more of that than the other items to pique his interest.
Well, that's quite helpful. Now we have quite a lot better idea for what to look for when acquiring gifts for him.
I'm happy to have been of help. Anyone else have any questions, specifics? Like, he might know, like, if you made some suggestions, like, do you think he would be interested in X or Y? He might be able to give you some guidance on that.
Did we? This is more of a question to the party. I'm not there, but
No.
did we sell those mental potions, the psionic potions? Because they might be of interest to him if we haven't sold them. I don't think we.
I don't think we have sold them yet.
No, you haven't.
So we.
They have been marked up for a sale, but we haven't sold them yet.
No,
And
so
yeah,
No,
those
but if
might be
he's-
useful since he is psionic
Yeah.
using entity.
Do we know that they're actually sonics other than? I mean, obviously there was the telepathy. Did they
Well,
actually
Old did say that
verbally
they
speak, or
levitate
did they
things.
speak to him?
I mean,
did
yeah,
say
he
that,
levitated,
we-
but, so can you guys. Like, Lafdul has a ring of telekinesis.
True.
One of, both of you can learn, you and Leva can learn the levitate spell and the telekinesis spell.
Well, we could always
psionics,
offer them if he's.
from your point of view, psionics are a very nebulous thing. You know very, very little about it. Lafdul in particular would know it as the invisible art, but you would also know that there are other similar things, and it's not always possible for the untrained, the inexperienced, to know what is what.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, you can make the offer, but if you
yeah.
if you're hinging it on that, keep in mind that it's based on assumptions that you can't confirm one way or the other.
Yeah, well, for that reason, Solas will suggest that we basically get multiple things that we might offer, like the food and possible knowledge that he already doesn't have.
Mm-hmm.
Solas might be willing to let go of his book of dwarven brewing methods that he has studied for quite a long time, few
Wow.
times from front to back.
Wow. Is that the sort of thing where you could scribe another copy? Probably not in time for this, but
Yeah, I could copy it if I had the time.
yeah.
There's no way to gauge how long it takes to scribe. But
No, but if you have any rare books that are useful, it might be worth making another copy. So you pass them on.
yeah, but mechanically speaking, how long does that take?
I'm pretty sure there's a scribal proficiency, and I suspect that that would have the time in that.
Mm.
Sort of the scribe spells.
But so again, keep in mind that like I do not have I have not written down a list of this is what he's expecting, this is what you should give him kind of thing.
Yeah.
So this is up to you.
Okay.
This is up to you.
Bra-
You make the
Brax-
offer kind of thing.
Braxton's going to say, is there any, are there any mysterious or special things located in this crystal sphere that people find special that we might be able to go and obtain?
Gurdan thinks a bit and says, "Well, there's quite a lot of ground out there. There's certainly many things that I know nothing about. There are dragons here. There are hidden caves. I doubt all of the mushrooms and fungus have been truly documented. But he has also lived here, as far as we know, for many, many centuries."
One question about the Fala. What kind of diet does he have?
From what I've heard, he has a. I believe he can ingest just about anything that you or I could. I don't know exactly what he likes taste-wise, but my impression has been that things that he has never tried before would be things that he would be interested in. I have no idea what he has tried before, although I imagine that anything that you could easily get already prepared, I should say, in the marketplace here in one of the other large towns, he's tried at some point.
I do have one keg of dwarven mead left. Small keg.
Oh, I just remembered. You know that the other fowl, I'm pretty sure I gave him the marijuana tea. I'm
You what?
positive I gave that other fowl it as an offering last time. The one in Wildspace.
Leva's tea.
Yeah, I mean, I bought my own amount. I got 7 lots of it left.
Right, but Leva still has some as well.
Yeah.
And she's
I
the
was
only one
thinking,
that's actually used it.
I've used it.
Oh, you have? Okay. Sorry,
Yeah.
I forgot.
And I have been under the effects of it. I've never been in a combat situation, though.
No, neither has Leva. But we should do that.
I remember that tea was what, at least I'm fairly certain that Val was very interested in. Yeah.
Oh, sorry. Gurdan would also say that I'm pretty sure he is not interested in meat.
Does he have a preference for alcohol?
That I do not know. If he has never tried it, I believe he would be interested, though.
That's good to know.
Oh, and Tom Brown made me remember. Unless you guys wanted to roleplay it out, I think that you would have been able to make arrangements to get those animals onto a trader who could take them out sphere.
Yeah.
The cows and the tigers and stuff like that.
Ah, that sounds good. Is Finn happy with that?
Probably.
They
They going to release them or keep them as trade for?
they would release them. If that's what you
Hmm.
asked, then that's what they would do. They would they'd basically indicate that they know of traders who come from worlds that they believe have animals of these types, and so that they
We
will
could
take.
keep the rabbits though. No.
Yeah, I mean you can keep any of them that you want if you want.
What were the animals that we had?
We had a
The big
bleeding
ones were
pair of
were
rabbits.
cows, a pair of cows and a pair of tigers, and then there were a few small, inoffensive animals like rabbits, and I don't remember everything else.
Inoffensive.
There's no way we could have one of those as familiars, is there?
You
Rabbit,
could.
yes. Tiger, no.
Oh,
Cow, no.
Were there any capybara?
this is my personal cow.
I mean, you could ride your familiar.
Were there any capybara?
No.
No.
You were against getting a familiar at first, but now you've kind of like come around to the idea of getting one. haven't you?
I wouldn't take it as a familiar, I would take it as a pet.
I think Leva should have a duck as a familiar.
Leva already has a familiar.
She does, yeah. Asleep.
Weren't
Don't
you
try to go and
considering?
replace Dayan.
She wouldn't have the gold anymore to actually get another familiar, even if she wanted to. She
Can you
spent
get
it all.
more than one familiar?
No, you can't. You
Yeah.
have to lose one before you can get another one.
Yeah, it's not like you can have a herd of familiars.
All right. So that aside,
Yeah.
like, do you guys have any ideas? Again, there's no like I haven't set out what an amount is. I encourage you to try to be creative. Anything that feels dear to you, I will be taking into consideration. This is a very intelligent, very perceptive giant slug. It would understand if you're giving up something dear.
Well, that book of Dwarven Brewing is very dear to me. But Solas has already learned pretty much what he needs from it.
Yeah, I'm not sure anything. Braxon's got anything dear to him, apart from that old sword he's got.
His clothes.
Clothes. Yeah, well, his clothes.
They're very dear to you because you keep losing them.
We can't give up on Braxton's clothes since Leva needs them for spell ingredients.
Braxton's clothes are very transient things.
Well, Solas is willing to offer the book of Dwarven Brewing methods and the keg of Dwarven mead.
Okay, that's two things.
Both are very dear to Solas.
Do you think that
That won't be enough.
yeah, if you don't think that's enough, then might want to start making some other suggestions.
Potentially those psionic potions. If he is the kind that can use them, or if we want to give those to him as a trade item.
Where did you get the Book of Dwarven Brewing, and where did you get the keg of Dwarven Mead?
I bought the Book of Dwarven Brewing in the Hammerspace, or when we were looking for the Citadel.
Did you get the mead there as well?
No, I bought the mead later, at least part of it. And Solas hasn't been drinking it all the time.
But do you remember where you got it?
I got some of it from Brawl, and some of it from Hammerspace.
So the one keg that you would be willing to give, where would that be from?
It would be from Hammerspace. It's basically the last one, and Solas has been saving it.
Okay.
Since it was a really good quality.
Yep. I mean, just because. So again, like Gurdan would have tried to convey that, like if you bought prepared food here, then he's probably already tried it. If you buy
Yeah.
ingredients here and prepare something that they don't make here, that might be of interest to him, but that's something that you guys would need to think about.
Yeah.
But
you got
They
people-
don't really have salted pork in here.
well, he also Gurdan
No
also
meat.
told you that
Oh yeah.
he doesn't eat meat.
Yeah, plus you don't give slugs salt.
Well,
No.
that's something else too, yeah. But you can use salt in cooking.
So anyone else have any ideas, suggestions?
I
Well,
don't think Braxton's got anything that is going to interest a fowl.
I could also offer the Fal copies of my notes that I've made from the various ruins and engineering things that we've encountered.
Do you have copies already, or would you need to make copies?
I need to make copies.
Okay, that would
I
set
do
you
have
back.
paper for it.
You do or don't?
I do have paper for
Okay.
it.
That would set you back on finishing up the spellbook.
But not too long, I think.
True.
It would take a while to write down. I mean, like one sheet of notes would not be worth. I mean, it would be definitely helpful, but it wouldn't exactly be worth all that much. You'd need more like
Well,
a couple dozen sheets, and that would take
Yeah.
a considerable amount of time to think about and get your thoughts down.
I
and everything like
suppose. I suppose the one thing that Braxton could give the fowl that he's got that's special is that wooden tank of his. It's made from a special wood that keeps things warm and cold. Comes from a thermos tree. No, you're going to tell me it's magical.
It is magical.
Yeah.
Why would you want to get rid of such a good magic item?
Well, he wouldn't, but it's clever, and fowls are clever. You see, the thing about that mug is if Braxton puts cold stuff in the mug, it stays cold, and if he puts hot stuff in the mug, it stays hot. So how does it know?
It's called magic. But so again, like, I mean, is that a serious offer?
Well, I'd rather go find something special. But if I can't think of anything better, that might be my offer.
I mean, it's a party offer. It doesn't have to be like individual character things, but I'll put that
Yeah.
down as a possibility.
Yeah. I was wondering if there will be something like did we see any sort of things that are like stars inside the caves?
So there are clusters of mushrooms that glow faintly, and they do kind of act like stars, but it just creates this very, very, very dim light throughout
Right.
everything. Obviously, this cave that you're in right now has a dim fire body, so it's a lot brighter here than
Yeah.
a lot of the other parts of the cave, other than the her weighty cave with the gargantua.
Old.
Mhm.
Did the Mongrelman wizard indicate us that since the Fala enjoys knowledge that he does not have, is it acceptable if that knowledge is given to him basically by teaching or telling him about it?
It would, but he would prefer written materials that he can put into his library.
Yeah, I know. I just thought since I have the ancient history whist proficiency, if he would be interested in that knowledge. Basically, spending some time to teaching him about the history.
What ancient history of what?
Ancient history whist, Whyst.
Oh yeah, it's one of the planets.
Yeah.
Yeah. Sure.
So I can add that to it. That to it also.
Yeah, we could tell him about our various adventures.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Solas would suggest the cooks of our party that they might want to take a look for the possible ingredients around if they want to cook a fancy meal.
Mm. Braxon's going to ask about these mushrooms. Is if these mushrooms that glow, if they're harvested, do you get mushroom wood that glows?
At some point through here, you would have learned that the glow fades after harvesting. It varies by the individual type of fungus, where it's located, what color it is, that kind of thing.
Okay.
So sometimes it fades within hours. There's a few types that fade only after a month.
Okay.
Have we learned about if it would be possible to grow this fungus ourselves?
These things are like the equivalent of trees.
No.
Yeah.
That's a shame. I was wondering if we could bring some back and get something made.
There's no glow moss in here.
Yeah, I know.
I mean, there might be some regular glow moss. It's a fairly common thing.
Yeah, there were some nice pots here, but I'm sure the fowl would have seen those.
I mean, you could try to get some things made to order, perhaps in styles that these people don't do.
Yeah.
You could try something like that. But he does value knowledge and intellectual items over pretty things. I mean, he'll take pretty
Yeah.
things.
Solas goes to the bazaar and check if there's anything like really intricate puzzle boxes or things like that.
Puzzle boxes. Let's see.
Puzzle boxes, astrolobes, and things that intellectuals might like.
You do not see too many things of that nature. There's a few, but they're fairly standard designs. Nothing like incredibly complex.
Yeah.
I mean, I shouldn't put it exactly that way. I mean, because there are complex ones, but there are also complex ones that you've seen before, of kind of fairly standard designs and stuff like that. So they do have accomplished people who can make that kind of thing out of mushroom wood and sometimes some metal.
Yeah.
But nothing that jumps out at you as, wow, I have never seen that before by a wide margin kind of thing.
Since there were earlier some discussion about if we were also going to visit the Pects, we could also check their port if there's anything that might work well as a gift.
You would, if you wanted to ask around about them, there you'd learn that they're straight up miners. So if you have a need for raw materials, stone, gems, metal, and worked items related to those, they're a good source. But other than that, they don't really have a whole lot.
Okay.
There are some foreign, like imported foodstuffs that that don't really go bad very quickly. That fairly non-perishable kind of thing. You see some honey, for example. It's expensive, but so there are a few things if you had an idea for that, like mixing some local things and foreign things.
About those puzzle boxes and such, are there any that Solas hasn't previously tinkered with?
There are some that are interesting. Nothing that and nothing that jumps out at you as like, oh wow, that's really an interesting way of doing it. There's a couple that's like, oh, that's very slightly different from what I've seen before.
Solas buys one or two for himself.
Okay. Are you looking for smaller ones like handheld?
Yeah, handhelds.
Okay. So that'll be 15 gold each for two of them. So a total of 30.
Yeah, that's fine.
Okay. Anyone else have any ideas?
I wonder if that that book we got for Grinspace would be of interest to the Fowl.
Which one?
The guidebook we got from we got that guidebook that gets renewed if we take it back.
We got it from Brawl.
Yeah.
But it's about Grinspace. Yeah.
Yeah.
No one here seems to be aware of Grinspace, so yeah.
And we are trying to get back there, so.
Okay, so you're putting that in the pot?
Yeah, I'm trying to find my notes for when we got that.
I mean, you got an
We
Brawl
got it-
before you went to Grin.
Yeah, we
but
got it just before we went to Grinspace.
Yeah.
We got a chart as well.
Do you want to
Pretty
include the
sure.
chart?
Well, I was going to say I think we got a chart of another sphere. I can't find my notes for that.
Well, we know that you have a chart for Grinspace.
Yeah, but I think we got a chart for somewhere else as well.
Right, but I mean, you can put in the chart for Grinspace at least.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay. I mean, if we get back and we have to buy that again, that's fine.
So did any of the cooks have any ideas of some things that they could make?
Can't think of something, but I found something else.
Okay.
Leva will be prepared to give up her iron. What's it called? Ironstone.
Okay.
It's protection against thunderstorms.
All right. You could give that up, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Couldn't basically Leva make a, or anyone else with cooking proficiency make a cooking proficiency check if they come up with some idea combining ingredients from here and from outer spheres?
Yeah,
Mm.
I would just need a general idea of the type of thing that you want to make. Like, it doesn't have to be, like, I'm not looking for a specific recipe. I'd be looking for, like, a type of
Pizza?
foodstuff.
Yeah, you
Pizza?
should make a
Pizza?
Spelljammer pizza.
Nah.
Finn does have that giant bee honey.
Okay.
Ooh.
You could make pie, cake.
Yeah, something that doesn't go off. Something sweet.
Yeah.
So you could make something combining the local and outer sphere ingredients.
Yeah, do you have an idea of the general type of thing that you might want to make?
Well, we could if it has to last a time, then how about cookies? Something like that. Or tart.
Well, I mean, cakes last a couple days. You could make it on either on the day. The lair is about a day away,
Mm-hmm.
so you could make something. I mean, just about anything that you'd make, unless it needs to be warm. Anything that you'd make on that day travel would be fine. It would be considered fresh.
Basically anything that you can make in our kitchen.
We'll let's see. What do they eat?
They
Or
don't
what
eat meat.
Don't they eat?
They
No
don't eat
meat.
Yeah.
But other
Are
than
they
that,
proper vegetarian or is it just meat?
It's basically just they don't eat meat.
Yeah, you could make some. I don't know how it's called in English. There's a special type of baked good here that's made with bees' honey. Keeps forever, and it's really sweet.
Is it just like uh, common ingredients, flour and bee honey, and the other kinds of things that you'd put into a baked good?
Yeah, just a second. Let me have a quick look.
Well, you don't need to look it up specifically. Just if you don't know for sure, then that's fine. I'll just assume it's
Yeah,
just pretty standard.
it's a standard dough,
Okay.
a sweet dough
Okay.
with loads of honey.
Okay. All right. So basically some sweet confections.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
It does look like a cake, and it's filled with a honey cream thing.
Okay.
I mean, we did have the cows during the week, so we could make the honey ourselves or the cream ourselves also.
I don't think that they were in. I can't remember if I said one way or the other, but I think I kind of indicated that they weren't really in
Oh yeah.
the best shape for giving milk.
Yeah, they were milkless cows. I think they have to have calves to make milk. So I don't know whether they're old cows.
I think they were just stressed out, essentially.
Oh, right, okay. You know, all
Alright.
these strange people looking.
Finn, how much giant bee honey do you have?
I currently have 9 flasks of it.
Would you be willing to give up 3?
Certainly.
Okay. I think that would make enough confections.
Yeah, probably enough for all of us, and some left over.
Well, especially if this keeps for a while and he likes it, then giving him a stock that he could, that would last him weeks would be nice. So I think the 3 flasks would make enough for you to give, like, not just a single thing. Because again, remember, this is a giant slug.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you look at the picture, it's crisp on top, and it has the honey thing mixed with everything on top, and it has a honey type cream in the middle, and a nice dough at the bottom.
Okay. So you would. I'll go ahead and have you roll your proficiency check now. Actually, both of you roll, and you can use your rerolls for this if you want. And it doesn't matter. You can just decide when you'd want to make it. But so when I say that this creature is a giant slug, you remember from Finn doesn't because he wasn't there, but those are really good rolls. This creature is like 50 plus feet long.
Yeah.
Like when I say it's a giant slug, I mean it is a gigantic slug.
Apparently, that confectionery is called beasting cake in English.
Yes. Beasting.
I don't think I've ever heard of it.
No,
It's a Bavarian dessert.
Okay. All right. So that'll work. And that was successes by Finn and Leva.
How about if we give the fowl some samples of our wood we have?
He's not exactly interested in like the. He's interested in knowledge, not so much the like.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, like he wouldn't exactly want samples of things. He wants knowledge. So, if you had a book that described all the different types of wood, he would be interested in that. But just giving him the wood itself would.
Now there's a true calling for Braxon. Making a encyclopedia of trees.
Yeah. Well, now that he can write, but he hasn't spent time writing about pieces of wood.
And if you really want to make it fancy, you can make paper out of basically each page for one type of tree is also made out of the tree.
Yeah. Braxon needs like a collector's book of veneers. Well, I don't think Braxon can make anything artistic that's small. Otherwise, I was going to say he could try to make little models of ships, but that'd probably take ages.
That would, yeah.
It's a shame we couldn't get that little ship we found out of that place without it being destroyed. I think the fowl might have liked that. I don't know. I mean, because there's like he could make wooden joints to show what the joints look like, but I'm guessing you'd say that's not knowledge.
Yeah, it's not exactly what he's interested in.
Yeah.
He would want a book about that, not the, demonstrated examples.
Yeah.
If you could make basically diagrams of those, how those work, then he might be interested in.
What, write a book about wood joints?
I mean, make basically make a blueprint of the wood joints.
But the thing, though, is that that's also pretty common
Yeah.
stuff. Like, do you know anything that would not be common?
No, I don't think so.
Yeah.
Well, our ship is not common in here, so you could basically try to teach about our ship and how it can split into 2 ships.
Yeah, could show that. Yeah.
Those kobold shipwrights were mightily impressed.
Yeah, we don't have deck plans for it though.
Yeah,
I don't
and
know.
again, he's much more interested in esoteric knowledge than.
Yeah.
I mean, he's interested in practical knowledge, but the more esoteric the knowledge, the harder that knowledge is to come by, the more he's going to be interested in it. I mean, there was mention of that that strategy game.
Yeah.
I know
We should give-
Lafdul was resistant to that, but
Yeah. Well, what I don't see why you don't want to give it to him.
well, because he wants to use it to try and track down Jewel at some point.
Ah, because it's her property.
If someone has mentioned that strategy game for Solas would be interested in playing it.
You don't know the rules for it.
Yeah, we've not been able to work out the rules.
I mean, it was mentioned if you guys want to rule it out, that's fine. You know,
Yeah.
I think a decision should be made one way or the other.
Well, I think it'd be a good thing. Lafdul doesn't want to give it up. Lafdul, could we not get a copy of this made?
I think Lafdul's AFK.
Okay. Okay, Leonard. How easy would it be for us to get a copy of that game made? Like, is there a lot of pieces that are really intricate?
They are pretty intricate. And
I suppose a craftsman wouldn't know what individual shapes mean. They might mean something to the fowl that they don't mean.
No, but if someone's just copying it, that should be fine. I need to check to see what that was made out of. Give me a second.
Okay.
If anyone else comes up with any other ideas, go ahead and speak up. I am here. I'm just looking for what that was. What that was made out of.
Hey! Lever.
Sorry, I should mute myself.
I have an idea.
Yes.
You know you have your spell that allows you to talk to other people. Do you remember the first fowl we met? Do you think maybe you will be able to allow this fowl to talk to the other fowl?
Well, talk is a bit much.
Or send a message to it?
Yes. Would they even be interested in doing that?
I don't know, but do you think they ever send messages to each other?
I don't know.
What
I mean,
what is the method that you're thinking of trying this?
She's got her spell that she can talk to someone that she remembers well.
Familiar,
I don't.
but we are
think
not
she-
familiar with the. We are not familiar with the other one.
Yeah, you're
Or
not
with
familiar
this
with.
one.
You're not familiar with the
Okay.
other one.
We were
Fair
only there for what, an hour, 2 hours?
Something like that, yeah.
Mhm.
Okay.
I think if she was to teleport there, it would not come out right.
Right.
I'm not sure if you can teleport that far. I don't know that you can teleport to another crystal sphere. I'd need to go look that up.
No, I don't think you can.
I don't think you can, but I bet it's not stated.
No, I'm pretty sure it is stated. I'd have to go back and look, though.
Oh.
All right, so the game set was made of red carnelian and ivory. Red carnelian they'd be able to get. Ivory they would not be able to get, but you could substitute.
Right. That sort of thing where you could use scaver bones or something.
I mean, you could use just wood.
They don't have wood, they have mushrooms.
Yeah, but it works as mushroom wood works as wood.
Old?
Yeah.
Interplanar travel is not possible by means of a teleport spell.
There you go. All right, so you could go for something else like I mean, you could go for rock quartz. Trying to think of other pure white stone that you could use. I mean, you could substitute if you want to get a copy made of that game. I think you could do that. It would be a bit expensive, and it would take the whole week.
Yeah. Well, I'm assuming Lafdul really, really, really needs a game and doesn't have something else.
He indicated that he was pretty adamant about not.
Yeah, he did sound pretty adamant.
Yeah. So do you want to get that duplicated?
Yeah, I suppose so. If he's adamant. How much will that cost?
400 gold pieces.
Okay, I suppose I'll.
All right, so you're paying for that?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. Does anyone else have any rare esoteric knowledge, written knowledge, that they think that he might be interested in, that they might be willing to give up?
Is it? Would it be interested in some spells from a spell book?
You did not get
Without...
you did not get the impression that he was interested in spells the last time you met a foul.
Mm-hmm.
They might not have a similar way of casting spells that we do.
A book about magic might work, especially if it is unusual in some way.
What about one of the books that we have in our library? We collected some from, what was it? The Citadel? No, even before the Citadel.
Solas would want to keep those for research helps.
Yeah, but
Yes.
I mean, the dearer it is to you, the more valuable it will be in the trade.
Do we have a list? We have a list of the things that we have in the library of the books.
Do you?
Yes, I'm looking at something now. I think that's what it is.
We had the golem making books and
On the Promethean construction of Gestalt skeletal guardians.
So keep in mind that those are manuals of golems. They're manuals. They're not.
That's
not
just one of many.
Right, but they're not. But you've got two of those that are they're actual magic items.
Okay. We have 1, 2, 3, 4 research books. Books marked as research books.
Yeah. So if you have some of those, I think Leva had to step away. I mean, that's in the public document. Can someone else take a look at that? Solas?
I need to log into the document.
Okay. What's this? On what tab would that be?
They would be in the library.
Library. I don't see it. Ah, right, okay. So what book was this? Or are we just looking through the book to see what there is?
I think Leva
I'm
was
basically
going-
asking if there are any that you're willing to give up, because there's a pretty good chance that none of these are going to be things that, like all of these would be things that would be unusual for him.
That Illithid Nautiloid had a book called Maps for Tracing Rubbing.
No, that's not a book. It's maps that basically.
Oh, okay. So the last three books don't have names. So the one of the Manual of Skeletal Golems and the Manual of Bone Golems are obviously probably not used for it.
Those are magical books.
Yeah.
So no giving up those.
Well, he's just not going to be interested in those.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, right. Okay, so the other book's called Life's Energy and How to Manipulate Them, which is a research book. There's one called Mystica Abjuro in Elven.
Abjurata.
Right. And there's another one called Studies on the Cursed Spirits in Dwarven script. I mean, are we gonna want to do anything with that? That might be useful. That might be interesting.
Solas would rather keep these books
Right. Well, do you
for
have
the long-term benefit.
Did you find one that you were prepared to give away?
He doesn't seem to want to give any of them up.
Well, Leva is prepared to give some away. How about the others?
Well, are there any in particular that you feel more inclined to give away?
Well, not really, because we actually haven't used any of them. None of us has gone and actually looked at any of the books and said, "Oh, I'm going to read this."
Well, when they're in your library, I think there's kind of an assumption that you do read bits and pieces here and there. That especially anytime that you're doing research, like there's a lot of your downtime is just spent like thinking about magic, which involves reading these books, paging through them, being like, oh, wasn't there a passage in that book about this thing? Let me go check, kind of thing, and you go read that passage, kind of thing, and it's just, because you both of you think about magic a lot as wizards.
And
Yes.
as a cleric, I also think clerical magics.
Yeah. But so any of these that you can read without aid would be, you'd have a pretty decent understanding of what's inside of them. Not enough to help you if you gave one up, like not enough to help you do later research if you gave one up, but enough so that if you were researching something, you'd be like, oh yeah, there's a passage halfway through that book. Let me go read that again. Kind of thing.
only book that Solas would be willing to give up is the book with maroon cover and title written in multicolored script that is basically leftover of the meat. How to use non-edible humanoid body bits.
Well, that's not going to be interesting for a creature that has nothing to do with meat. Doesn't want to deal with meat.
He doesn't eat meat, but who knows if he uses them for other things.
Yeah, Lemma would be prepared to give up life's energy and how to manipulate them, because that she thinks might appeal to an intelligent creature wants intellectual stimulation.
I think that might be a book that is usable in scroll and potion research for healing things.
Yes, but if it doesn't hurt, then it's not worth anything. If we are supposed to give up stuff that we actually would like to keep, then it doesn't. We shouldn't go for the stuff that we are prepared to just throw away or give away.
Well, okay, so the stuff that you're prepared to give away, you can do that. It's just that, like, it's not as impactful.
I mean, it does hurt Solas to give up the precious book of Dwarven brewing methods.
I mean, if you don't want to give up any of those books, that's okay too, but it should be a party decision too.
Yeah.
I think, how about we vote? Leva is prepared to give up that book. You're not.
Mm-hmm.
We have plenty of other books there.
Lafdul says that he is not wanting to give.
All right.
What
So
about any of the others, Lafdul?
Braxon, Ockar, Finn, how do you feel about giving up that book?
Well, I rescued a load of books.
What book is it?
Life's energies and how to manipulate them.
I don't mind.
It's a magic research book that might help us create better healing spells or scrolls.
I mean, I wouldn't mind if you guys use that for like researching how to heal better, but I also don't mind if you give it away.
Lafdul does have a good point in Discord that should this be whole party vote or spellcaster vote?
I rescued a load of books when we were in that fortress at the time when Braxon was on fire. Are any of those of any interest? Don't you have a bunch of mundane books? Or have they gone?
I would need to know what those, like, at least, like, when you say the fortress, what fortress do you mean?
When we rescued the kidnapped dwarves.
Okay, hold on.
There was a bunch of books, and Braxon rescued loads of them and then didn't get given any of them. I don't know whether they ended up in the ship's library.
So I need to look up what those were, if you guys don't have it written down.
Not well, I don't. I don't know if anyone else does. I think they were going to be books towards the library that Leva and Lafdul were putting together.
Then they might have just been. Oh yeah, no, I think that was just like defrayed the cost of the library. I think that's what happened. I don't know that there were. I detailed out exactly which books those were.
Right. So, but what I mean is, are there books in that library that are just, mundane books?
They are, but they're not detailed.
Right.
Our library has quite a lot of research books that are how should I say, specific enough with the knowledge like those life's energy and how to manipulate it kind of things.
Yeah. And I suppose if you get rid of them, it stops the library from working because it's part of the library.
So did you have any books that you got with those others that you either needed magical aid to read or that you never were able to figure out what they were other than the Illithid books?
Yeah, we got those multicolored script books
All right, give me a second.
that needs the magic to translate, and Solas has been interested in translating them, but has been busy otherwise.
Why don't we give them to the Fel then?
Again, they might be highly valuable research books for the party also.
Yeah, but getting home is also valuable.
Yeah.
Like that's the thing that you need to keep in mind. You need to balance out.
Which is why
Getting home.
Solas was willing to offer that leftover of the meat book.
Yeah. But like,
It's
if we
also
can't,
written in that multicolored script.
if we can't use those books,
We can once I have enough time to translate them.
So I'm seeing there were 3 of those, and there's another one in a logographic script.
Yeah.
Do you want to just give all of those up then?
I would. I don't think Solas would.
Yeah, Solas is not keen on the idea.
Well, we need to get home.
Yeah, but we are already preparing things like the game. Solas is giving book food or book drink and knowledge that he would.
But books are by far the most valuable thing for it. I will say this:
Yeah.
if you give him those books, you're done. You'll have enough.
We should give him the books. He likes knowledge, or it. I don't know whether it's a he or a she or an it, or
Old called him he.
right.
I think we should give the books as well. Look, we can always get more books. People or creatures that can help us get home don't seem to be that common here.
Yeah.
And books, I'm afraid, in the end, if we go out and look, we may actually get the same books again somewhere else.
Well, we
As
won't
much
get
as
those.
it hurts.
We won't get those same books, but we'll get different books.
Yeah, maybe the same things to study. Yes.
The sooner we get back, the more chance we have of spending more time finding useful things when we get home. Have you still got that? Have you still got that thing? Didn't one of those things explode and you had one left? Did you get rid of it?
Yeah,
You
those
mean
discs.
those discs
Discs.
that...
Yeah.
Yeah, we can give those.
Do warn it that they're dangerous, but it might be able
Probably
to.
recognizes them. But you
Well,
see, if it recognizes,
any item is dangerous when used wrongly.
if it recognizes them, then and it's just something totally normal and everyday thing, then it's not worth much.
I don't mean instead of the books. I meant you could. They don't seem to be any use to us.
Well, we need to do research about them still.
I mean, they might not be
at
of
the
any
very-
interest. They might not be of any worth or interest to it either.
Yeah.
Though
Well,
Solas does have a kind of an idea how they work now.
okay. Well, you could also.
As a player, I mean.
You could also. Oh, I have a very good idea.
Well, as a player, that we are not playing as the player. We are playing as
Yeah,
our
but
characters.
Solas
No
has been
buts.
pondering them.
At the very least,
but the player's knowledge is not something that all of a
I
sudden
know,
hops
I know,
into
I know,
our
I know.
characters.
It's not 100%.
Hey, may I finish?
Yeah, let her finish, please. Go ahead, Leva.
I was just going to say that the player's knowledge is not something that all of a sudden hops into the character's brain.
Yeah,
Otherwise,
I mean, you should always try and keep player knowledge that you know your character doesn't have. Just like pretend it doesn't exist in your head. Sorry.
at the very least, we could show things like that to the fowl and tell the story of them, even if we're not giving them. So that we're passing on the knowledge without the item.
why don't we just vote? Well, I mean, we can talk about it for another hour, but we could just sit down and say, yeah, I'm for giving the books. I'd
Alright.
be quite prepared to give it the discs as well.
Old did say that if we give the books, nothing else would be needed.
That's true.
And the reason is because we're talking about 4 books of knowledge that it does not have. Like,
Yeah.
you haven't seen these books before. You were able to translate at least one of the, like at least get a feel for what one of them had. There's a pretty good chance that these are going to be new to it.
There is one thing. Leva would turn to Solas and ask, can you give us, can you tell us what you found out when you tried to translate or or managed to translate the book?
Solas gives the names of the books and basically general gist of what they are about. So there's 2 books about necromantic magic, and 1 book is about the leftover of the meat that Solas is willing to give away, and 1 book is the treatise on piercing metaphysical barriers, so most likely a spell book about how to breach different kinds of barriers, like barriers between planes or barrier spells.
Mm-hmm.
Wow. That's
Okay.
probably the book that contains the knowledge to send us home.
Well,
No, it would not have that.
well, Leva is all for giving it. Okay.
The 4 books. So that's your vote.
Yes.
Okay. And Solas, you're against it?
I'm against giving 3 of them.
I think we're
Do you wanna
voting on all or nothing right now.
Do you want to
Yeah,
haggle
back
with
in.
the fowl?
Nothing.
Okay.
Then nothing.
Braxon?
Braxon will vote to give the fowl the books because he's like, nothing I have is going to be important to a fowl.
Well, you did make the copy of the strategy game.
Yeah, but he's thinking that's going to be a gift, but it's not going to be as good as a book.
Yeah. All right, Ockar?
I'm fine either way, so abstain.
Okay, Finn?
Finn's fine with giving them.
All right, and Lafdul's against it. So that's
2
3 in
against, 2.
favor, 2 against, and 1 abstain. I think that's a vote in favor of giving them.
Yeah. Well, if you can think of something better, we're by the end of the week. But I don't think we'll find anything better because it's anything we find here is going to be stuff it already knows. And I tell you what, when we get out of this place, we should be looking for something to give to the other fowl.
Just a moment to respond to Lafdul. Lafdul says that he thinks that these books would have been useful in the Goalmancy books. Golemancy books. That may be true, but if we know exactly what knowledge we need, let's say to get to understand the Golemancy books, then those books can be found again. Even if the whole package was found together as we did. Could we duplicate the book at the cost of
1 hit point? Solas?
It's not 1 hit point, it's 1 hit point per experience level currently possessed.
Leva would say no, she doesn't have the hit points to give it
It's
away.
a clerical spell and for Ogma clerics only, so you wouldn't be able to cast it
Good.
anyway.
Good.
How do you recreate books using hit points? Oh,
It's a spell.
okay. Strange spell.
Basically, it uses life
Well-
energy to create something brand new.
Solas has a strange deity.
Mm.
I mean, it's to copy important knowledge.
How much was that book? It looks expensive. It cost me an arm and a leg.
Also, it only writes as fast as the caster can.
Yeah, so it'd still take a long time to duplicate it.
You might as well just write yourself.
I believe it
this
creates an
spell is
exact
also,
duplicate.
Yeah, it's exact to duplicate, so you could
Oh, I see.
technically mage forgeries.
Right. So would that also be something you could leave in your cabin while you're on shift?
No, basically, when I cast it,
Okay, I don't think that it matters
yeah.
right now, because it's not
Yeah.
going to be done.
Okay, fair enough. Yeah, unless you use that to reproduce charts and stuff.
also it can be used to create basically. It doesn't trigger any magical traps, and also it can use to create a magical duplicate of such dangerous magic, if any, present. So I could make basically trapped book and copy it with this and have 2 trapped books.
Yeah, I think for
That's it.
now it's not something that you can
Yeah.
Okay.
like. It's just not worth it.
Well, we're 3-2 on this, but I would say if the others have something that would be more valuable to Fowl, do speak up.
No.
No, I meant the people that were opposed to us giving these books away. If you could think
okay.
of something else we could give to Fowl that would definitely be more useful.
Well, we could always ask if Val has anything that we could be of service.
We can do that anyway. And then you could ask for a book back in return.
Now that would be just rude to give something and then ask it back.
Yeah.
Not if we fulfill a service for it, and we say we'd like to have some of the books. That's just service against payment.
Yeah, but that would defeat the point really of giving the books in order to get the knowledge to
Okay,
get back.
well-
It can say no, I don't need anything from you, and that would be the end of it.
Okay, so if you're proposing that we offer a service to the Fowl,
Mhm.
then we have to be prepared to give the Fowl the books.
Well,
And
Eva doesn't have any
and
problems with that.
I know. I just meant you have to be prepared to give the Fowl the books, no questions asked. And the offer of service is an alternative that the Fowl would either say yes to or no, and then it's the Fowl's choice. So again, if you have something you think the fowl would definitely take, then like Ald was talking about food.
Well, Lafdul just responded. He said he'd trade the deck of many things over those research books.
Yeah, I'd give up that if possible. If it wanted it, if we could give it to it and it wouldn't endanger it, that it'd be one way to get rid of the deck of many things.
Yeah, but the level would fully agree with that. But the question is, would that be enough? Old?
You don't know.
But we do know that the 4 books would be enough.
Well,
I'm telling you as the DM to the players mainly because you would be looking like with the other things that you've put down as well. These are for rare books. They would be of interest to a creature that collects esoteric knowledge. They're certainly not the best books that you could give overall, but in terms of what you have, what you want to keep, and stuff like that, yeah, I'm telling you as the dungeon master, that would be enough.
Okay.
I mean, again, yeah, if you want to try swapping out something else instead, you can think of that.
Well, what we could do in some is to prepare 2 packages, one with the books and one with the deck, and we'd let you choose.
that's true.
We'd say one of them. That would already present it with an interesting problem, because then the fowl would have to decide whether it wants something badly enough that it gives up the others.
Yeah, that makes it the fowl's choice.
I mean, keep in mind also about the deck of many things that you put it in the dead box to keep it from compelling you to draw from it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
What do you think is going to happen the second you open that dead box?
Someone wants to draw a card.
All of us go and draw a card.
Well, it's a saving throw, so not necessarily all.
no, the fowl would want to draw a card as well.
Possibly, yes.
We'd have to leave it in the box.
The question is the fowl a creature that is affected by this?
We're not going to know until we go there and get the dangerous box out.
I would think, as the fowl was described, a very intellectual creature, interested in intellectual challenges. He probably has heard of those cards already and knows probably more about them than we do.
You could
We
certainly
could
ask
just
him. You could certainly ask him about that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
About them.
So
we could tell it we got the cards and tell it the story.
how
And,
big is the dead box?
You should have that written down somewhere.
Can we move it? Can we take it with?
Yes. It's big enough to hold the deck of cards and not a whole lot else.
Okay.
Let me see.
Yeah, I remember I was surprised how small it is.
Yeah.
Mm.
I mean, you can get
Well,
dead
then-
boxes in various sizes,
Okay.
but the bigger they are, the more expensive they are.
Lafdul just says that we may have to trade the box as well, and Levi is quite prepared to do that.
All right.
So, shall we make two packages?
Yeah, we should make two alternatives.
Okay.
But like, if you're going to make 2 alternatives, is it going to be you offer the fowl a choice?
I mean, if you're going to make the fowl a choice, you can think back on what you know about this, and I think you guys should be able to make a pretty good guess of what it would want.
I think it'd want the books.
Yeah. I think so too.
But I think we should tell it about the cards. And tell it about anything else that we know of that's interesting. Might be interested in hearing stories.
If it doesn't want the cards, it may actually be able to tell us more about them.
Yeah.
Now, that might be getting into a second question area, though.
Yeah, that's something we'd probably have to pay for a service.
But also keep in mind that generally you show up, you make the offering, and then you ask the question if he is willing to deal with you. So,
Yeah.
You may luck out and be able to ask two things. All right, are you guys pretty satisfied with what you have right now?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. All right, then. Is there anything anyone else wants to do? I know, Leva, you wanted to get some spells. Is there anything anyone
Yes.
else wanted to do here in the port? Or after Leva handles the spells, would you guys be ready to move on?
I can't do anything. I'm barely alive.
You're alive. You're just weakened. Yeah, Finn, you were about to say something?
Finn was getting that cloak made from the Displacer Beast type.
Yes. Did I mark down a cost for that? Or did I give you a
Not
cost?
that I recall.
Okay. You're just getting a standard cloak made out of it, right?
Right.
Essentially, okay. But aiming for higher quality and et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. So I think that given that, they would probably charge you 45 gold pieces because of the unusual material and everything like that.
Okay.
And it is a hot, like, they did an absolutely fantastic job. That is the nicest cloak you have ever seen. It even has like I mean, you can decide what kind of clasps you want, but they can be pretty fancy.
Oh. Finn's not much on fashion, but probably put something rather nice on it.
Okay. It might even incorporate the some of the claw pieces from it, if you wanted.
Yeah, that could work.
Okay. All right. So yeah, if you ever wanted to get that enchanted, that would be. I'd have to go back and look at the rules, but I think that would count as higher quality if that makes a difference.
Okay.
Okay. All right. So Leva, you wanted to get some spells.
Yes.
Okay. First spell that you wanted.
Okay, let's go alphabetically. Dilation 1.
All right. They will definitely have that available.
Good.
So you can just roll your.
Oh no! First I have to roll the D100. Lafdul, keep still.
All right. So you
Not
got
a
that.
word. Okay, and I guess the pages out there already.
Yeah, you can take those.
Are people allowed to do critical fails for this?
No. I believe. I can never remember what I did for that. Was that critical fails can only? Yeah, critical fails are only for monsters anyway. So.
In that case, let me see which ones you actually allowed me to. All right. Divination Enhancement.
Okay. Let me just roll to see if they have it. I'm going to give it an 80% chance.
Okay.
Because it's a little bit more esoteric than Dilation, some of those other ones. Yeah, they have it.
Wow. Good.
All right, so you can go ahead and roll.
Oh.
Okay, that's a success.
Mm-hmm. Do. I'm not saying a word. Okay, the next one I wasn't allowed. I really heard with fire over. But anyway, Great to Malison.
Yep, I'll have that. Yeah, that's a success. Yeah, that book will fill up fast at this rate.
Oh, that one is better.
Nice.
What was it for? Then we have improved strength. Do they have it? Or was that one that you said I can't?
That's one I said that they won't have.
All right. In that case, we go to the next one. Turn pebble to boulder.
They have that.
We already have that in our books.
So?
If she wants to get it from them, that's fine.
Yeah.
Nothing happens.
Did you roll?
Yes, it says rolling the dice.
Oh, yeah, okay. It's probably just lagging out slightly then.
Let me try again.
All right. I mean, worst case scenario is it rolls twice.
Yeah. Yeah, says it did. Well, both
Yeah.
of them were successful.
Okay. There you go. It's not too bad.
Okay. That was... And the last one? Yes. No, that didn't have that. That's it.
All right.
That's all the spells.
Okay. All right. So,
That's nice.
you spend some time studying with the wizards and add some spells to your newly filled out your brand new spellbook.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. All right. So, is there anything anyone else wants to do? We talked about selling some of the gems. We can do that after the game. Handle that, if that's okay with you guys.
Right.
Solas looks for spell components.
Are there any specific ones that you need, or are you just doing your...
Small crystal cones.
Yeah, they'll have some of those.
7 gold pieces per piece. So how many do they have?
Let me see. You can get 4.
Okay.
And basically, they'll make them for you, is what it will be.
Mhm.
That's how many they can get done in the time period.
Braxon would like to get some archery supplies at some point.
Which archery supplies do you need?
Well, apparently I don't have tools for making bows and arrows.
Okay, so you need to get some tools.
Yeah. You know about having weapons for the crew.
Mm-hmm.
Would Braxon be able to, over time, make like sets of longbows for all the crew or something?
I don't think that they would be. I don't think they're proficient in longbow. They know shortbow.
Oh, right. Okay.
But what you want to do is you want to, I'll say if you spend 100 gold pieces now, you can get you can get tools and you get some materials to like replenish lost arrows over time, and then just like periodically you'll just have to buy new materials.
Right.
Does Does that sound acceptable?
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't know how long when the upkeep will be.
Well, right now, one thing that you're buying is tools and materials to just essentially have free maintenance on the bows for at least a while yet. Bows and arrows.
Okay.
All right.
Thank you very much.
No problem.
It's all gonna smell like mushrooms though.
Yeah. So
Until
I
I
mean,
buy some more.
all right. So that's good, and that'll just cover that kind of thing. If you did want to replace them with composite short bows, that would be more expensive, and I'd need to look at that.
Okay.
But if you decide that you want to do that, I'm fine with like retconning a bit and saying that you did do that.
Okay. Yeah. I'll look into it and have a chat to you out again.
Okay. All right. So with that, you guys are done in the port. Anything anyone else wants to do?
I'm not sure any of us spoke about whether we wanted to take on some OAT.
That's right.
So,
yeah.
But we could go see the fowl and then come back.
Yeah, it's only a day's trip, so you could do that. You could also stop by the Peck port afterwards as well.
What pool?
The Pecks.
Oh, Pecs. Sorry, yeah.
Yeah. All right. So Margoth would have returned during that time during the week. Kind of, like 2 or 3 days after you got in. I think we did this last session, but I can't remember. That she asked if she could stay with you for a little bit longer, kind of thing.
Oh, right. Okay.
Does that sound familiar? I might be forgetting, like mixing up my plans with what we actually did last session. If it doesn't sound familiar, then I'll re-roleplay. I'll roleplay it. All right. How about we roleplay it after the break then, because it doesn't sound like
Okay.
that sounds exactly familiar to you guys.
I was going to say there was something I was going to speak to the other players about as well before we saw her again. But we could do that on the other side of the break as well.
Yeah, let's do that on the other side of the break then. All right, so we'll go ahead and get our break, and when we come back in about 10 minutes, we will go ahead and handle that and go visit the fall. See you shortly, everyone.
See you on the other side.